After the presidential election in Belarus on 9 August 2020, protests were held in all major cities in the country following the announcement of the results. Aleksandr Lukashenko, who has been ruling since 1994, violently suppresses the demonstrations. Over 7,000 people have been arrested, many are injured, several are reported dead, and 50 plus are missing. Opposition leaders like Svetlana Tikhanovskaya had to leave the country. Joining us from the March of Unity in Minsk on September 6th is Pavel Chuduk. Pavel, thank you very much for doing this.
No problem, thank you.
You have participated in the demonstration from the first day and you also have been arrested. Can you tell us how that happened and how the police treated you?
Well, it happened just exactly not far from the place. So it happened just behind the place. We have a real city center there. And it happens like on the 9th of August. It was the first wave, the first protest, let's call it this way. And I was there straight after the elections because all the media were blocked and the only, let's say, webpage that was available, it was called Delta, and it was written there that Lukashenko gets 80% of the vote. When the rest of the internet is cut, you know what is happening. And if one president is telling you that, yes, guys, have a look, 80%, I'm the winner, when the rest of the internet is totally blocked, you know what to do. So I went to the city center to show also that we are a couple of people who are ready for the let's say for a change, and there were like around 30,000 people joining with the flags, as you can see here, many people with the flags around. And yeah, so that was a little bit changing, and I was arrested there by the special forces. It was Almas or Ramon. It was really brutally. They took me to a special office. It was called National Committee to Fight Against Corruption and Organized Crime. Mr. Babariko was there for the very first time. It's in Minsk and Revolution 3. So they took me by the hand there and they put me on the floor with my hands on the back, totally locked by the loafers. And they started to use electroshock paralyzer that was produced in Germany, by the way, for like 3 minutes straight on top. And then I was taken by Aftersach, how you call it in German, the special police wagon, or I don't know exactly the name in German, but something like that. So I was sent to a special prison which is called Akresin, but really hell. It's really it's very injured place, and there were with me at least 200, 300 people at least, and a lot of people were beaten as hell, and I was standing on my knees for 2 hours in different positions, and that was crazy. That was too much. A lot of people were beaten totally brutally when they asked me, stop, I cannot take it anymore. No, still were continuing doing that. Yeah, so that was of course crazy. Yeah, and then I was released in one day. I don't know for which reason, but it's better to be released than you can do much more than if you are there in the prison, because the conditions there are totally crazy. In the room where we've been, there were 27 people. Yeah, exactly 27 people. And only 6 beds. So we've been changing each other for like each 20 minutes to sleep. There was no food for 1 day, and we had to drink a tap water, which was totally brutally poison. Not poison, but it was not like, let's say, 100% clean. And as you can see also on my back, a lot of guys with flags only. No European flags. I have never seen. No. That's actually a very interesting case. But let's go to the next one.
That sounds very horrible. I'm stunned by the things that you have been telling. So you're right now in a mall in Minsk, and today marks a protest that is the March for Unity and has the motto "One for all and all for one." Can you tell us a bit more about? You mentioned there are no EU flags. Can you tell us a bit more about who are the people that are demonstrating and what the main demands are? With the background, yeah. Why are they on the streets and why are they risking their lives?
Yeah, sure. Because as you know, the people here are very mixed. We have our first female revolution in Belarus just a couple of weeks ago, where just the girls, women, students, just the girls decided to organize together after so many boys were arrested and beaten. So they decided to make it in another way, in their own way, and they decided to show that in Belarus they have power and they can change stuff, just the women. So, and because one of the most important points that they are not arrested during the war. Yeah, and they're not beaten, they don't get fined, and usually police is treating them pretty well. Yeah, and well, that was really interesting point, and also the students were united. They started on the 1st of September with the Day of Knowledge, which is a traditional holiday here, but they moved it a little bit differently, and a lot of students were arrested also, and I'm really afraid that they may lose their positions at the university, because as the same happened in 2009 with me when I joined the political forces in 2008, the biggest oppositional political party, BPNF run. I joined their youth sector, and I was frozen from the university, thrown away in 2008. That's why I have to move to Poland to continue. So I'm afraid in 10 years, not much will change, and the situation will remain the same. As you can see again, the people, a couple of them are even with two flags. So the official one with Lukaschenko from 1994, and the new one from 1994. That's really interesting. That's a new combination actually. So the people get united. There's like no difference anymore. Like if you're wearing a traditional flag, it's just black, white, and black. So it changed a lot. It changed a lot. A lot of people started to think differently. Even the drivers were protesting also. That's a separate target group. And yeah, so it's been changed a lot, and people of different age, especially the drivers were protesting for half a day just once, but then it stopped. So they blocked a couple of buses of lines, I think for like 20 of them in Minsk in the evenings in 6 p.m. until like 9 or 10 p.m. But then it restarted. Yeah, so but they never participated again. That was crazy, but okay, interesting point.
Lukashenko claims that the protests are orchestrated from outside, and he mentions the usual suspects that you would have in this kind of claims: the United States, or that a NATO invasion is imminent. But also he mentioned Russia and the Ukraine. I mean, if we look at the flags that you mentioned, and the people that are participating. It's not so much about like it was during the time of the Euromaidan in Ukraine, for instance, that it's about closer ties to Russia or closer ties to the European Union, but rather demonstrating for free and fair elections. How would you evaluate this situation?
Well, you know, I think our president at the moment is not, you know, in the position. He don't know even himself what to do and what's going to be a next step. No even expert can tell you what will be the next point. Yeah. And here we feel that, at least in my opinion, that we really feel an influence of Russia here. They want the war here. They want violent resistance from our side. They expect grenades. They expect blood again. And then the army of Russia will enter, in my opinion, and then we'll have a new LNR, DNR, or a new Crimea. And then most likely that after some kind of referendum or something, then the territory of Belarus might be taken away, in my personal opinion. Because here is peaceful protest, you know, people walking here crossing the street on the green light when it's 150,000 people on the street. Can you imagine that? It never happened in any country. So we're a very specific one. And of course, we don't want to be with Russians, as far as I understand from the people, and we are not that much looking forward to joining. We want to be in the middle and somehow to try to be independent. And maybe, as you can see from the other side over there, because I'm in the mall and only the ground internet is working right now. Only the ground. The mobile phone is totally switched off. I tried several times in different positions in mountains. No, like even YouTube is 360 quality is not working. So behind that, there are people still moving one direction. Only flags, only Belarusian flags. You see? Only Belarusian flags. I haven't seen in 5 weeks since doing that. I'm doing that almost every day. I never saw a European Union flag. No Russian flags. So that's a very specific, very unique Belarusian experience. Yeah. So we don't expect that much violence from Russia, and I'm a little bit afraid that it might keep going like that for a long time. Like, you know, like in Russia, for example, together with Khabarovsk. So it can be like this for the next, I don't know, month, two. Yeah. So
That's an interesting point. I mean, you mentioned you have been participating from the very beginning. It's ongoing for so long, which is quite a surprise, especially when you look at the Western commentators. Did you see a change in the dynamics of the protests over the last couple of weeks? Has it changed?
Yeah, there is a change. Yeah, exactly. Because the biggest protest we have on the weekend. Yeah, like today. Yeah, this is the biggest one where 150,000, 250,000 people are moving. But from my first opinion, on the very second week and the third week of this protest, it was the maximum of people. Yeah. But right now, I think people are getting, a couple of them getting afraid because the possible of people they know were arrested. Some people don't feel so much political influence that they can change something. They start not to participate in that as much as they can. And yeah, a couple of people kind of going down and maybe just a traditional walk from point A to point B when the whole entire road is limited by police. You can only go left, you can only go right. So they control everything. It's like a mousetrap. You walk on the left, right, left, or you turn not that side, or you go too much closer to the city center, you get arrested. So, it's like a mousetrap, I call it this way. You can walk from here to here every Sunday, let's say, then maybe 150, 200 people will be arrested each protest like that. And of course, they cut internet. Mobile phone is totally off, nothing is working. I can send you something on Facebook, but it still takes time to see this. So you can imagine, even YouTube is not working. I'm not even talking about video. So on the land, internet is working, like I'm using right now here in And actually, it's very, very interesting also. Right now, we have a huge, but you cannot see it. Like, 40 minutes, I will try to show it to you, but the internet will be crazy there. You see?
Yeah, the connection is not stable enough outside. There we are back again. Okay.
Yeah. It's happening.
So it's clear. There's no possibility to.
Unfortunately, yeah, because outside internet is not working at all. It doesn't matter even land or mobile phone. If you go outside, it's over. That's also specific. This is what specific forces are doing right now. And now we have the rain, so the people start moving inside. Yeah. Rain started. Yeah.
Pavel, very quickly, let me ask you. I mean, apart from the demands for freedom of speech and respect for human rights,
exactly. I would like to answer. Yeah, exactly. I remember this question from yours also. Like, I will tell it to you straight also. The most important message of all the people here at Lukashenko set off to go away. This is what united by many people and many other target audience. The students want the same, drivers want the same, the factory workers, they want the same. The most important message to all the people is Lukashenko to set off and to have a new liberal and open elections. This is the message number one that people are sending for already 5 weeks straight.
Yeah.
So, and of course, the new fair elections, of course, if Ms. Tikhanovsky would like to participate, perfect. If some other candidates, if there will be even 15, 20 on the list, it's no problem. If Mr. Babarika can join, he's also more than welcome. People demand freedom and they want a fair election and they want to change the president. This is number one message that unites people under one roof. And with every protest, with every day, I can see it. And it keeps growing. And more people are arrested, people get more on the street, and they get more aggressive towards the officials. So it's crazy. Yeah.
Pavel, do you think that Lukashenko will be able to give in to those demands? I mean, even if he didn't, certainly not win with 80%, he has supporters, and wouldn't it be a weak sign if he gives in to those demands? Does he even have a choice? And how can we, from the outside, when we look at this, is apart from insisting on that free and fair elections would be something that the Belarusian society wants and deserves, is there something that can be done?
Yeah, of course, but I think Mr. Lukashenko will never give his power, and we wouldn't have a second chance to vote when he will be a candidate. Until he's here, he will try to do everything to hold the power, everything. Force, special forces, police, so he will not go just so simply for the next round of elections. The second tour is not possible, of course. He will lose. I think his real vote is up to 35%. 35. But if it's going to be the next tour, then vote against everybody. They were for the independent candidate. And of course, until the guy is there, I mean, Mr. Lukaschenko, of course, everything will be continue doing like that. And yeah, people will be just he will remain in power. He will do everything to keep it on and to keep it rolling until the end. And of course, no second tour with him is impossible. Yeah, but even when the people gathering here every weekend, it's still not a really big issue for him. I don't feel like he really feel it, and he feel the pressure. Yeah, like people are gathering, people do something. Yeah, but like get to know they show their votes are not counted normally, but still, like for him, it's not that limit of pressure. I feel it, and the army is helping him a lot. So I'm afraid we can do walking like that for the next 1 month. And still might be no result, but we will still believe in options.
Okay. And again, you have been arrested. You will face charges, and what can happen when you go to trial? And what can we expect?
If I will be arrested again for the second. Yeah, and actually, what European Union can do, the most important what European Union can do is sanctions. Sanctions. You only the reason only sanctions can kill it. Yeah, sanctions only. I know that Germany again. I was shocked. Germany and Italy. Germany, Italy, and France. They say no because they would ban Lukashenko privacy. That's a mistake. If you can change it, it can be better. Do somebody to do that because this is the only language he understands. Personal sanctions, economical sanctions towards him. This is the only way. He understands only how it works with money. And he only talks the monkey business. For him, monkey business is money. So sanctions is number one. This is what I was standing for since day one when I was arrested and when I was interviewed by the sanctions way and then and yeah. And of course, what can happen with me afterwards? If I get arrested again during the year, I was arrested on 9th and 10th of August. If I'll be caught again, oh my God, I will spend another 15 days, I think, from experience I had from the news. 15 days in jail and a fine up to, 500 euros. I have to have a lawyer also to protect my rights. But according to my experience, like it's not even working sometimes. It's like 20% possibility that it can happen. Because the charges, the courts here are all manual, especially in the cases of protest, it's not going to be solved. So even lawyer cannot guarantee you any kind of success. So 15 days in jail straight for me can be, if I can be arrested, for example, today, and fine, 500 euros. My prediction.
Okay, Pavel, thank you so much for doing this. Stay safe out there. If anyone wants to support Pavel and also the upcoming charges and trial that he is facing, please get in touch with us at IDM. and we will connect you. Pavel, again, please stay safe, take care, and thank you very much for informing us about the situation on the ground. And let's keep in touch.
Yes, sure. I will send you also a couple of pictures and videos from today, so we'll keep on moving in that direction. So I will say I'll keep you posted with the information from today. But without internet, I'm sorry, because this is a big issue right now.
It's fine.
So a big problem. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. See you guys. Thank you, Sebastian. See you, IDM. Yeah. Thank you.